Morning. Strength is quite low. Preparing for Viva. So who will be listening to the lecture? No. Then what we should do? Assume it to be completed. Yes. How many of you want to study for Viva? Good strength. And how many of you want to listen to the lecture? No one. Very few, around 10. But I have to finish the topic. Meanwhile, you can keep reading. So we'll be discussing the intertarsal joints. Ankle joint has already been completed. That is formed between the tibia, fibula and the talus. So it's not necessary to answer my questions. If you want to read, read your. Okay, so for the tarsal bones, the skeleton of foot should be understood. That I think you have not seen the small bones, tarsal bones till now. So I'll just name the bones. So this one is the topmost bone in the skeleton of the foot, that is the talus. Underneath that is a heel bone which is called as calcaneum. This forms the hind foot. So two bones are there in the hind foot, that is talus and the calcaneum. Then you come forward to it, then you again get the tarsal bones which are colored green here. These are three cuneiform bones, one cuboid bone and a navicular bone. So these form the midfoot and it also form mid-tarsal joints. Then coming forward to it, we are having the metatarsals and phalanges. So metatarsals are here and the phalanges are here. So in the forefoot, the joints are intermetatarsal joints at the bases of the metatarsals. Then you have metatarsal phalangeal joints with the head of the metatarsals and the proximal phalanges and the interphalangeal joints. In the midfoot, we are having tarsometatarsal joints that are formed between the mid-tarsal bones and the bases of the metatarsals and the mid-tarsal joint, which is also called as mid-tarsal joint of Chopard. That is between the navicular and the cuboid bone. Then the hind foot is having the two joints, that is subtalar joint and talocalcaneonavicular joint. So where is subtalar joint located? Underneath this talus bone. So below the ankle joint you will find the talus and underneath the talus is the calcaneum. So one joint between the talus and the calcaneum is called as the subtalar joint. Another one is the talocalcaneonavicular joint. So that is between talus, navicular and the calcaneum bone. So this is the midfoot. In the midfoot, you have the joints that are formed with the bases of the metatarsals. Then you have mid-tarsal joint, that is talonavicular. The talonavicular is already a part of talocalcaneonavicular that will be formed in the hind foot. So it is talonavicular part of the talocalcaneonavicular joint. Then another is calcaneocuboid. Where is calcaneum bone located? This is the calcaneum bone and this is the cuboid bone. So both the joints, if you see, they are in the one transverse plane. Their joint cavity, they have separate joint cavity though, but they are in a one transverse plane. So this joint is used for the amputation by the surgeons. So whenever they want to do, they have to do the transection or amputation of the foot, they utilize this mid-tarsal joint of the foot to do the transection at this level, that is at the level of talonavicular and the calcaneocuboid joint. Calcaneocuboid joint, as of shape, it is all our synovial joints here. So it is according to shape is a saddle joint and talocalcaneonavicular is a ball and socket joint. We'll see why they are ball and socket joints. This is the same. What happens at the mid-tarsal joint? The axis of movement will be passing through the longitudinal axis. So along the longitudinal axis, eversion and inversion will take place at the mid-tarsal joint. So this is the axis of movement, axis along which the movement will occur. Can anyone show me eversion and inversion, or all of you know? Then coming to the subtalar joint. Subtalar joint, I told you it is underneath the talus bone. So under surface of a talus is having facet for the calcaneum, and the superior surface of calcaneum is having the facet for the talus. So underneath the talus it is located, that's why it is called as the subtalar joint. What is the most uh, dorsiflex position or plantar flexion position, which is the close pec position for the ankle joint? Dorsiflexion. Why? What is close pack position, or why it is more stable position? Because the articular surfaces, they are in more congruent position with each other, no space is left. So that's why dorsiflexion is the more stable position in the ankle joint. So for the subtalar joint, it is between the large posterior facet, calcanean facet on the inferior surface of talus. So here in this picture, you can see this, they have shown the transparent talus. So underneath that, it has a calcaneum facet. And on the superior surface of the calcaneum, there is a talus facet. So both of them, they are forming a joint that is called as subtalar joint. So each of it are the synovial, so they are covered by a fibrous capsule and a synovial membrane. Now, what are the ligaments that are present in this subtalar joint or which are stabilizing this joint? They are talocalcaneal ligaments. The joint is talocalcaneum joint, subtalar joint. So ligaments are also talocalcaneal ligaments. So these ligaments are lateral, medial, posterior and interosseous. So here we can see from the lateral side, this is peroneal tubercle. This ligament which is extending from the lateral side of the talus to the calcaneum, this is lateral talocalcaneal ligament. In between the bones, we can see this ligament, this is the medial, and in between this, which is holding inside of these two bones, this is the interosseous ligament. Then some part of bifurcate ligament is also stabilizing this joint. So we have lateral, medial, posterior and interosseous talocalcaneal ligaments for stabilizing these joints. Then coming to the talocalcaneo-navicular joint, which is a ball and socket joint. So here we have to understand which is forming the ball and what is forming the socket for this joint. So ball is formed by the head of the talus. So this area is the socket, and this is a view from the medial side, and you can see this is the head of the talus. So head of the talus is going inside this socket. The socket is formed by the posterior surface of the navicular bone. Then you have the spring ligament, which is called as plantar calcaneo-navicular ligament, and a facet on the calcaneum. So this is forming a socket or a cavity for the head of the talus, which is acting as a ball here. So this is a ball and socket variety of joint, and the name for the plantar calcaneo-navicular ligament is a spring ligament. Now, what are the movements that are permissible here? So joints of the foot, they allow dorsiflexion, plantar flexion, that was happening at the ankle joint. Inversion, eversion is possible here in the small joints of the foot, that is the tarsal joint. Then the ligaments associated with this joint, one is the talonavicular ligament. This talonavicular ligament, this is present at the superior surface of the, or you can say dorsum of the foot, extending from the talus to the posterior superior surface of the navicular bone. So this is talonavicular ligament. Another one is the interosseous talocalcaneal ligament that we have also seen in the calcaneocuboid joint. So interosseous talocalcaneal ligament is located posteriorly. Superiorly located is the talonavicular ligament. One more ligament is here. Another one is the spring ligament. So here this is the sustentaculum talli of the calcaneum. From here it is extending to the navicular bone. So this is plantar calcaneo-navicular ligament extending from the calcaneum to the navicular bone. So superiorly talonavicular is present, spring ligament extending from the calcaneum to the navicular bone, and another ligament, interosseous talocalcaneal ligament. These are the ligaments which are stabilizing TCN joint. Now the extent of the spring ligament. So spring ligament, also called as plantar calcaneonavicular ligament. So with these terms, it is very clear it is located onto the plantar surface. When you dissect out the layers of the foot, then you can see the ligament on the plantar surface extending from the calcaneum to the navicular. The particular points are it is extending from the talar shelf and the inferior margin of the posterior articular surface of the navicular bone. The term is calcaneonavicular. So it extending from the anterior surface of the calcaneum till the posterior surface of the navicular bone, and that too on the inferior side. Then you have short plantar ligaments and the long plantar ligaments. So short plantar ligament, also called as calcaneocuboid. So everything is related to the terms. If you know their terms, then you can explain them. Plantar calcaneocuboid. So again present on the plantar surface. Calcaneocuboid, extending from the calcaneum to the cuboid bone. So where is calcaneum? This is the calcaneum, and here you will find the cuboid bone. So it is extending from the calcaneum to the cuboid. Then coming to the long plantar ligament. Long plantar ligament extending from the inferior surface of calcaneum, and you can see it is extending till the metatarsal. So the attachment of this is, it is extending from the calcaneum to the cuboid. One strip of fibers is extending from the calcaneum to the cuboid. Other fibers that are extending till the metatarsal. So it is a long ligament. So if it is a long ligament, it will be supporting the foot, and it will be supporting the arch of the foot. Which arch? Longitudinal arch. So longitudinal arch is supported by the long plantar ligament because it is extending from the calcaneum till the metatarsal bone. So that's all in this lecture. So it was very small lecture. So the most important point in this lecture was subtalar joints, talocalcaneonavicular joints. So what you have to learn in this lecture is the ligaments, spring ligament that you should know. Then you should know talocalcaneonavicular joint, and you should know the mid-tarsal joint. Because in the short notes, they can ask you these three joints, subtalar, talocalcaneonavicular, and the mid-tarsal, in which only these two hind foot joints are more important. So now you can study whatever you want to study. Or you want to ask me something? No. पढ़ो फिर.